versus KBG, and these are the same 3 picks that they picked in Game 4. It's Hecarim, Into the Renekton, and the Corki, and it didn't pan out well for them. Honestly, I don't have the specific 3 champions are not what's wrong. It's how EDG play those champions. I feel like what was lacking from yesterday. So maybe there was something that they improve on getting into this series. Maybe it's something that they worked on whole night against FPX. But moving on from those couple of picks, we are seeing the last couple of battles between the 2 teams. Zeri and Sivir being taken away by FPX. Good couple of champions being taken away because those are also the 2 champions that EDG were picking into when they have the Corki in the hands of you.
Gragas as well gonna be picked up here since the Galio has been removed. This is gonna be very strong. Looks like it's going to be the game 1.
Deja vu.
Yeah, game 1. Okay, since the Alistar is picked up, let's make it game 2-ish.
Yeah, a bit of a hybrid.
Yeah, a hybrid. A bit of a change, but basically the same lineup that EDG has used against Keepless Gaming. And again, it just amplifies our nervousness right now. Zaya rather is gonna be here for Kong as well, something that he has used to almost perfection during their previous series and matches as well. This does prove a lot of points here for both of these teams. Approval ratings are on the side of FPX as well, and I cannot agree even more. This team has been able to just prove how strong they are, and they keep on improving as well.
I feel like the couple of this approval rating at the start might have been in favor of EDG, but when they saw the first 3 lock-ins of EDG, it went slightly in favor of FPX because I am feeling nervous for EDG. I want to see them bounce back from yesterday's loss. I want to see them show us what the regular season performance, how strong they were, how dominant they were in those series, and that was a lot of aggression coming from them and a lot of comfort as well. This might be a comfortable composition for them, a comfortable team that they want to go against FPX, especially in game 1. So a lot of eyes really gonna be here on EDG to prove that they're able to clean up some of the games that they played yesterday.
They have to clean everything up. It's going to be tough. FPX is no joke. They have proved how strong they are, aggressively and patiently as well. And right now, they're going to be testing it out against their big brother, EDG, in this game number 1.
Yeah, game number 1. For the last spot in our finals, this would be the deciding momentum coming into this series. We'll see if EDG will able to grab that game 1, or FPX carry on the momentum that they had so far in the lower bracket, able to snag that first win. So far, looking at the lineups, it's just really a lot of nervousness for EDG. But let's go back to the side for FPX. I do like what you mentioned earlier, the Aatrox being picked on that Baron lane, also a good champion to pair up with the Camille as we head towards that mid game. But for the early game so far, it's gonna be very even between these teams. There's not gonna be, I feel like there's not gonna be a lot of action unless the junglers go and gank some of these lanes.
Yeah, I think the roles of these junglers are going to be so important. FPX usually stays true to their form in terms of staying aggressive in the bottom lane. They have demonstrated it against Thundertalk, against Race Esports. They dominated basically every single laning phase that there has been in the entire series of both of the matches. SkyFL being very aggressive here against Alone, forcing him to play a little bit more passively. Not really a good sign here for Alone because he did match up against Andra9 yesterday and did prove to kind of win the laning phase. But at this start, Vladimir winning is kind of not good for EDG.
But that's still, in a way, you can also look at it as in SkyFL using one summoner already, but it's actually him, as you mentioned, still winning the lane so far with the harass. For the mid lane right now, between the Tristana and the Vladimir, if you can just get as much gold as they can, just get those last hits in to get a bit more of gold infusion to them, it doesn't really matter much unless there's an early gank coming from the junglers. So they do see the Tristana recalling early because he does feel that threat. Camille can get into the mid lane in very awkward angles just because of her ability to dash around. So a bit of safety is good right now for the side of EDG. They need to at least get to an even game state when you get to these early to mid game fights.
Yeah, I think scaling is a little bit on FPX's side. Yes, Hecarim can be a little troubling because of the engage, plus the Nautilus as well adds a little bit more of that suppression in a single target one. But FPX possesses that as well. Late game scaling is present on 3 champions too. Add in the Camille, that makes 4. And yeah, EDG has to really step up, at least in the early game. Even if they have double ADCs here, which can deal a lot of damage, so much backline access is present here on the side of FPX, and just one small misstep can be devastating for EDG.
Yeah, and that's what's deceptive with the composition for EDG, right? You expect they're the ones who are stronger in the late game because they have 2 marksmen. But honestly, the strength of this composition is going to be in the mid game. The usage of the package as well as the tower destruction with the explosive shot coming from this Asana are the key things here for the side of EDG. The key abilities that they should leverage on. They also have some good dive. They have the Hecarim, they have the Nautilus, they have the Renekton. So if ever they are able to catch FPX on a side lane, they might be able to jump in and immediately destroy a structure. So that's what we're looking for in this composition right now for EDG. Yeah. How well are they going to be able to get that early to mid game transition so that they can extend a lead enough against the late game composition that FPX has?
Yeah, side lane is going to be very important. However, I think it's going to be very difficult as well. FPX, this time in the top lane, Donovan to 8 proving that he can just stand his ground against 0-7-11. And right now, the cavalry is here, trying to retaliate, trying to help out. Buster Shot's gonna be used to push back Sky FL, but it's not gonna stop him from assaulting Ignite as the last hurrah there. Is kind of funny to see. No kills gonna be coming through. And again, just going back to my point, because you mentioned earlier that side lane control has to be important. Kills should go in towards EDG. However, FPX has proven for 2 series now, totaling like 10 games, that they are just very comfortable and ungankable basically in the side lane.
Yeah, and that's going to be the challenge, right, for EDG, how they're going to prove their WRL getting caught out here.
Execute him as a response, trying to isolate Alone, trying to escape as well. I don't think this is going to be possible this time around though, as Alone does pick up the first blood, which is good. Kong trying to answer back. Fortunately, Lanky did not connect that hook. Just going to be walking away.
Yeah, so far, first blood going to the side of EDG, definitely a good thing for them. Also getting the jungler of FPX, putting them a bit out of that tempo as we head into the 5-minute mark. It's gonna be these objective blood, actually.
Thunderstorm, double knock up with the depth charge. Kong might actually be in the bad spot this time around, alone with a flash, dodging the Blade Caller, and that should be the kill by Chow instead. As Langby picks that up. At least a trade here for EDG, much better than not getting anything. But in the bottom lane, Donovan 8 escaping the gank there. 0-7-11 and Xiao Jiang will be fine. And he has avoided 2-3 ganks in total now.
Yeah, he avoided the gank. Also, the jungler of EDG showing on the bot side. FPX immediately answering with getting the Herald. That's a good answer for them. Package is still on you. I actually just used it in the mid lane. So this will just be a handshake between 2 objectives. Dragon going to the side of EDG while Herald going to the side of FPX.
The 7's gonna be fine here. Chow was there to back him up. And yeah, trade of objectives should be great here for EDG in the long run because they can force out the soul point here.
Yeah, going to this replay right here. This is the re-engage coming here from EDG. Kong just getting away here with a sliver of health, just almost being killed there by Alone, but unfortunately wasn't able to finish the kill. They didn't get the gold, and Chow was the one who also got the gold on the side of FPX. So in the end there, you can say Alone is, yeah, as you can see in the gold slightly ahead. He did get the first blood earlier, did fall, but both supports were the ones who got the kills on their marksman.
Yeah, it was an interesting clash in the top lane. It could have been a great outplay coming in from Alone. However, yeah, the supports does deal damage as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Definitely. The supports, called that kill secure, not kill steal for the supports. But yeah, going back into this game right now. Yeah, actually, yeah, I like that. It's like it's a leash for the supports. But going back here, right now it's still very even between the 2 teams. Not a huge lead for anyone, which is boding a bit better for the side of FPX. EDG needs to push the tempo a bit more. Language is standing here like a ward right now. Look at Chow goes in.
Yeah, actually the trap is successful. Chow was baited to kind of engage there. Did use the body slam to go out. Rift Herald's gonna be used here into the mid lane. They're trying to take this turret down. I don't think it's gonna be successful though. Cast to be used. Isolate them. Hexagon to make them onto the Nautilus. Step charge after the spawn. That's not. They fully commit. EDG this time around though will regret even facing FPX. Will lose one. FPX cannot push mid.
Yeah, FPX will be surely getting the first tier turret here in the mid lane. Just not sure if they'll be the ones who are gonna get this first. Just honestly pushing the top side, but no. It's gonna be Sky FL securing the first turret of the game here for FPX. Also getting a lot of the goals there in the mid lane. Definitely this Vladimir almost 1,000 gold lead against his counterpart, which is the Corki. This guy, this Vladimir will have his build accelerated. It's not something that EDG would want because we all know how strong a Vladimir gets when he gets his his item.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if the Tristan can deal 10 million damage per second and the Corki as well. If the Vladimir gets close, he can just burst you out both simultaneously.
Yeah. Definitely gonna be a lot of damage coming in from FPX later on. It's something that EDG should really think about at this point. We've seen some good plays coming in from EDG already, but what do they need to do here? How are they going to be able to catch FPX out? They haven't taken the turrets yet, so they're not going to be able to string traps. Actually, jungle.
Isolation, cast gonna be used. Kong as well, just following up, laying the feathers.
Predators.
The outplay by Xiao Zhang. 2 versus 1, and just walks away casually.
Yeah, smooth moves. The finesse coming there from Xiao Zhang. He saw the Xayah getting a bit too close, immediately bursting it down, getting a clean 1-for-0 in a 2v1. Right now, EDG having a bit more members on the map. Was trying to maybe look at a possible tower dive the bot side, but we're looking at the replay right here. It's just really Xiao Zhang having the presence of mind to be able to get Kong. Unfortunate placement of the barrel as well, giving a bit of damage already on the Xayah. Chao kind of grieving his ADC there, but you can't really fault him because they were trying to get a trap. They're trying to get a pick on the top side. Unfortunately, it went in the favor of Xiao Zhang.
Yeah, it was unfortunately unfortunate mistake coming in from Kong. Using the Feather Storm early, and that kind of gave the opportunity for Xiao Zhang to actually punish, using the flash and the stun to lock him down and take him out. Now FPX has to be really careful this time around against this Renekton. The Blade of the Ruin King has been picked up already, slowly but surely. The double ADCs are scaling up as well. 2 items already picked up here for you, and it is a great indication that the scaling is still online in favor of EDG. Now, team fights, though, are going to be a little bit more complicated because grouping up FPX does have massive AoE damage.
Yeah, they do have massive AoE damage. The package is up right now on Yo. This means that FPX would need to respect this. They won't be starting the objective anytime soon as the Corki still has this big skill. I don't think they're going to see a fight until the package expires. So far, this Dragon Dance is really just going to be FPX trying to pull EDG here. EDG knows as well. So they're also trying to create this dance of shoving in the mid lane, shoving in the bot side. It's going to be a big fight here, Giyang. It's the Infernal Drake. If EDG is able to get this, they do have pressure on Dragon Soul. While FPX is able to get this, they will have a more comfortable time scaling into the late game.
Yeah, it's taking a little bit more time. Both teams are respecting each other, especially with the vision that they have provided. EDG, Langry made a great move in placing a ward in the brush inside the Dragon Pit. That's why they have the information and they can take their time patiently waiting for FPX to actually commit. The time is running out. 0711 is in position. Kong as well trying to get a good access here towards the 3 members of EDG on the bottom side. Like they're starting the Dragon as well.
Reset
coming through. Langry just in the area. 0711 waiting patiently. Tango 7 a little bit too forward. Sky FL just gonna be there. Langry committing. The cast gonna be there. Hex gonna meet them onto the Hecarim. As right now, EDG is in prime position. The Aatrox as well is a little bit isolated here in this area. Xiao Zhang a little bit low. Tango 7 goes in, gets taken down. The as well is gonna be betrayed. Langry though getting obliterated as you pick both of them up. And FPX this time around are gonna be destroyed. And EDG reigns on this fight.
Yeah, EDG winning on the fight against FPX. They will be able to secure the second Dragon of the game for them, while Alone is just here destroying turrets. And I feel like FPX was caught out right there in the Dragon fight when Alone kept shoving the bot side the map. FPX had a bit of hesitation of where their members were gonna go, and when Alone was also flanking from the back as we head into this replay right here, FPX started to commit on this Dragon when they got it about 4,000 HP, and Langui goes in along with 07 and X down in multiple angles, and Don128, his attention was brought to the side. He wasn't able to throw his damage along with the team, and he was also exhausted as well when he got caught by Alone right there. So in terms of that fight, it was EDG able to separate the members of FPX. Their damage wasn't all in one area, and EDG was able to capitalize on that, securing themselves the second Dragon of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. The best way to win against a team fighting based composition is divide and conquer, and EDG divided them and conquered them as well. Now they have a 4,000 gold lead. Langui though is a little bit isolated here from the rest of the team. He is going to be committed, trying to be taken down. The Meteor Engine is actually doing a lot of damage here for this fight. Don128 is a little bit scattered, unable to get anyone from this fight. 0711 able to exit out. SkyFL, unfortunately, unable to close the distance with his token of enchant. Will not get anything from this fight.
Unfortunately, that he hit a wall right there. His rockets wasn't able to get some damage on the Hacker. I think he was trying to get a bit more chip damage. Alone though is a bit, just trying to clear the wave right here. Like, he was thinking about it, but he doesn't have enough damage to immediately take down the climber at the top side. Right now, we're talking about how EDG needs to have a firm control over the mid game against FPX, and with the win on the second Drake for them, they have now extended this goldie to about 5,000. It's not insurmountable yet for FPX. Their late game composition can certainly scale and get the better of EDG if this game does get a bit longer, but this is the position that EDG wants to be at this point in the game. With their lineup, their mid game is really ramping up for them.
Siege damage as well is much more scary on the side of Edward Gaming compared to FPX. And yeah, raw stats dictates that in terms of gold that EDG is still not really too far ahead against FPX. But if you add in the 2 Dragon stacks that they have, it is actually so scary. Right now, they are posing for a Baron that they are very, very capable of doing, since they do have a double ADC as well. I think the Xiao Jiang is in the bottom lane trying to split push, adding more pressure towards FPX as well, and no one's answering just yet. It has to be Bo7, not with the best here, because FPX might just lose the Baron. EDG might just go with the isolation here. The bait is going to be there.
Alone's here.
Is going to be used. Still able to flash out. Nobody is getting killed just yet. Buster shot going to be invested there by Alone. Hook shot as well. Try and close in the distance. The float going to be there. Body slam the cast as well. Trying to isolate Alone. Still able to survive for so long. And able to get Kong as well. Able to get the kill though. Don128 is trying to recover FPX's position right now. Bo7 though is about to be taken down by 0711. The red buff just going to be taking him out. Don128 isolated from the team. 3 people are manning him down. SkyFL trying to join him. Trying to isolate the members here of EDG. Unable to get the damage done. Still is trying to clutch this out. And will just get taken out. A triple kill by 0711 on the back. And that's going to be the ace as well by EDG. And FPX, they're handed over a disastrous result.
Yeah, great reaction right there coming in from EDG. Instead of focusing the objective, seeing that there was 2 people for FPX at the bot side, instead of coin flipping that Baron, they went and helped their ally. They went and helped their teammate, and they got so many kills. A lot of advantages on the map right now. Only the Xayah is left alive. She won't be able to contest this Baron as it's already halfway down. Kong will try though. We'll see if he's able to do anything here as he gets to the pit.
I don't think this is going to be a good idea, but the Thunderstorm is going to be using those 7s, going to be in the area as well, trying to get into the pit. Blade Caller, not getting anything. The steal is not going to come through as well. The Buster Shot puts him back in the stasis as well to add up insult to injury, as it is just, again, an unsuccessful attempt.
Unsuccessful steal from FPX and a successful secure coming in from EDG. This is a very different EDG
Plus 2 kills
that we saw yesterday. Yes, and 2 kills as well. They have so much advantage on the map right now. 10k gold lead, and they're looking to siege the mid lane.
Nice flash. Status as well by the Aatrox. Language is going to be the first target. The isolation is going to be there. Through the cast alone, taking too much. The body slam as well. Unable to get the kill. The Ignite though will take him down. Don Hotwave is trying to follow back.
What a
but
flash.
it's not going to be allowed here by 0711. Also the chance as well getting invested here on the Sky Felon. Unable to escape anymore. And looks like we have a fast game here. EDG is going for a sprint. Kong trying to defend. EDG will let him be.
Yeah. So far, EDG still trying to get more objectives down, more turrets down. There's still 2 members of FPX here to defend, but seems like it's inevitable for EDG to get this win. We're just waiting for EDG to be able to take down the Nexus.
And the taking
Oh my God,
of EDG is massive indeed. Kong nearly got destroyed there in an instance, but instantaneously as well, EDG will just march onto the Nexus and take game number 1.
Welcome back, EDG. They took back game 1 against FPX in this best of 7 series. It felt I was nervous in a lot of situations there for EDG, especially that